This should be interesting.
I'm here with John Davis. We're preparing for the Summer Robotics Challenge. We're dealing with the open competition for the World Robot Olympiad. And John is sharing with me some of the learning opportunities that we get from this challenge.
This should be interesting.
Fun, 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 fun! As you know, the challenge is about taking the EV3 brick and the NXT brick and interfacing with as many or as few other things as we want. So that tells me I have permission to cut the cable, which I did at the last Robotics Society meeting last Saturday. And John has shown up here with a number of his toys that he has put together and created, and he's going to share with me what these toys are. So.
Well, one of the nicest ones actually doesn't have any electronics. It's just a way of, this was for the firefighting contest, and a fan to blow out the candle when you reach it. Anyway, super glue works just great too.
Yeah. And this fits right on the...
yeah, it's a standard Lego part.
So the only thing that's non-Lego here is this, which came from...
an old cooling fan.
On a computer. Awesome. Something you can hack right away. Great. Hack the brick. Next.
And this is something more elaborate. It's a hybrid of non-Lego electronics and Lego pieces. But it too is for the firefighting contest. It has a couple of infrared sensors and an infrared radiator, which it doesn't need for finding a burning candle, but it was in there anyway. Plugs into standard Lego sensor ports, and you program it just like a light sensor. So you can steer the Lego by seeing which side has the more light.
Okay, and what is this here?
That's that's a chip I put on that board for another purpose, and I'm not using
peripheral. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not using it for anything, but this is typical of my projects. They're always one-off, so they're bits and pieces.
Sure. Okay, what do we have here?
Now this is a bit more serious. This is a breakout board for studying any Lego peripheral, whether it's a motor or a sensor. Mm-hmm. It passes through all the signals, both sides, but it allows you to tap into those signals and measure them. And these colored wires with the pins on the end are the same colors that are on the cable. And here are a couple of cut cable examples. This one was meant to play with motors, non-Lego motors. So only the motor wires are actually used. The others have been clipped and sealed off.
And the motor wires are white and black. Okay?
Yes. This cable is just the opposite. The only wires that are extended are the sensor wires. The digital I/O wires, they're called. Red is actually the common, the ground.
Okay.
Unusual color choice, but Lego made it, not me. And then blue and green are the two digital pairs, and they're usually used for a protocol called I2C.
I2C, okay.
Which is something that turns the voltage on and off to send a signal.
Okay. And what do these blue and green wires usually carry? What signals do they usually carry?
Either zero, they're binary, digital, 0 volts or 5 volts.
But
5 is one.
is it
0
usually an input, or is it like...
It can be either one.
Oh, okay.
In fact, with I2C, it's both.
Okay. I have to look that up more. Okay. And then what else do we have here?
Well, if you want to attach, there's a limit to the number of ports you can have on an NXT or an EV3, and these are examples that you can use to connect multiple devices to a single port. They both function. One port standard cable goes into the brick, and the other 3 go to sensors or motors or whatever. Actually, these are both for sensors. One is for touch sensors and one is for the digital sensors. They come from an outfit called mindsensors.com.
Okay.
And
when you say the digital sensors, what do you
they're
mean?
sensors that would work off of the blue and green pins,
Okay.
I2C.
Okay.
Or analog. No, they're not analog. They're strictly for the digital.
Okay.
Analog's another story, and I don't even happen to have a cable with the analog wires brought out, but
Okay.
that's easy enough.
And so these came from mindsensors.com.
Yeah,
And
the company is Mind Sensors, but I always attack the .com on because I order them online.
oh, okay. And so you wrote this, or
No, that came from them.
And then also you're recommending this book.
Well, you can get this information in many places.
Oh,
This
okay.
is an old book. It's for the NXT. It was
Okay.
written before the EV3 came along.
Okay.
But you get information like this, really detailed explanation of what the wires are for.
Okay.
The digital I/O, it
Great.
says it's yellow and blue. Actually, I made a mistake.
Oh.
I told you these were digital, and they're not. They're analog. The blue and green are for analog sensors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right here. Pin 4 is green. And I forgot, well, what is blue? Blue is a digital sensor. So what was I thinking?
I think you were thinking about the yellow.
Well,
okay.
anyway.
Okay.
I did this once upon a time
Sure.
for some reason, which I've now forgotten.
So again, that book was Extreme NXT, Technology
Probably
in
not even in
Action.
print anymore, but
There might be a new version of it, you think?
yeah, for the EV3.
Michael L. Gasperi and Philippe Philo Herbane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, this looks like...
Philo is kind of famous in Lego circles. He's posted a lot of stuff
Oh,
online.
wow.
Interesting ideas.
I bought a lot of Lego books, but I don't think I have this one yet. I'll have to take a snap.
This should be interesting.
This should be interesting.